NFL brings us to South Florida at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. But tonight we've got a good AFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Miami Dolphins. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Richie James, he's inside the 20. And he finally runs out of gas, but not before he's inside the 10-yard line.
Now this is where practicing scenarios comes into play, because every eventuality gets covered. And for defensive teams that really have a swagger about themselves and really don't care much, they actually relish this situation. Let's get out on the field and stop these guys.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now Gray, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They were so close, that close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. They'll run for it with Pacheco. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or two. The running play does not work from the 5 on fourth and goal. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. There's the former Chief, man they watched for years, Tyreek Hill. 25 yards that time. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved, able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says, our guy is better than your guy's. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. He's going to involve multiple people, and right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable. And sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up.
And now the rookie's free. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Devon Achane, 51 yards. And the Dolphins put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
Andy, do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 2nd down, Mostert. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll try and run here with Mostert. But he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Mostert will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they come up now 2nd and goal. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Raheem Mostert taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?